The one thing that has been a lot better in my game has been my driver. Like I'm hitting it straight for the first time, I think ever. It's amazing to be able to have a tree on the left and a tree on the right and have somewhat confidence that I can get it through, just at least to the other side.
You don't have to wait for the traffic to clear on the road.
I still get a little bit nervous. Hitting that one trailer just kind of ruined
Checking
me.
the patios before you tee off.
Yeah. Hello and welcome back to I Hate Golf. It's awesome. My name is Caleb Eberly. Joining me across the table is the star of the show, Mark Eberly. How's it going today?
It's going great so far.
Yeah, it's going better for you than me because if you're watching this on YouTube, I forgot the mic clip for my mic stand, so I'm gonna be trying to pull up information on my computer with one hand while I hold the mic in the other. So not the best start to this, but we're here. That's good.
It seems to be a pattern with us.
Oh, forgetting things. I'm the best at, and it's. I remember most things, but there's so much to remember that I never forget my golf clubs. That's the only good things. I never forget my golf clubs. I think I have forgotten my golf shoes before though. But we're back after taking a little bit of a break, and you know what else is back after taking a little bit of a break?
Golf.
There
you go.
Well, competitive golf. The PGA Tour is back this weekend with the Charles Schwab Challenge in Fort Worth, Texas at Colonial. Are you excited at all for golf to be back on TV?
Kind of. It'll be interesting to see. It'll be different.
It's going to be weird.
Yeah, it'll be nice to see actual tournament play instead of what they've been trying to do.
You mean you didn't enjoy the TaylorMade driving relief?
Not at all.
Yeah, we talked about that one enough. That was pretty bad. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. It's obviously the first tournament since the Players was canceled on the second day, which was March 13th. It'll be 91 days between tournament days. It seems like it's gone by really fast.
Sometimes,
some days. But yeah, it's I don't know. It's crazy to think that it's been 90 plus days since we've had sports outside of the match and
NASCAR.
That's not sports.
Cornhole. That's
driving. I feel like there's been like Korean baseball, but that's on at like 3 a.m. I haven't actually watched any of that. Obviously no fans will be there. That's probably going to be one of the main differences in at least how it looks on TV is it's going to be wide open, really. I mean, there's just going to be media and players and the caddies and officials and stuff like that.
Yeah, there's some of it. It's to me it's kind of odd. I was just reading Nance is going to be alone in the tower at 18.
Oh no.
They couldn't get someone else in there 10 feet apart and
the tower's
whoever's going
so
to be, is it Faldo that does it, who's going to be in the studio? Or
are they going to have towers set up next to each other?
It's really bizarre. It just really is. I do like the idea they are going to mic some of the players. That'll be good. As long as they have a delay.
Yeah, it might be good, but I'm just afraid that it's going to end up being really stiff, and it's going to be kind of like, what's the point in actually doing this? Because no one's even talking. But the good thing is they will have caddies, so they will have someone to talk to.
Right.
It's not going to be talking to Chuck back in the studio.
Well, it depends on who it is, because there's guys that talk a lot.
Yeah,
and that could be interesting.
Yeah, like I said, it's really just kind of about getting the right guys mic'd up, and if they do that, then yeah, it could add a new element to it that I don't know. They might continue when fans are. I think Memorial is going to be the first time they let fans back.
I haven't heard that yet.
I think that's going to be the first tournament, but I'm sure it won't be full capacity or anything. It's going to be a while before we're back to full capacity for really any sporting events, and obviously golf's probably going to be the one that has them back fastest because it's outside and you're moving around, you're not in seats so much. Do you want to make a pick?
A pick?
We haven't made a pick in a long time. The three favorites, I'm pulling up the odds right now, is Rory at plus 750, John Ram at 1,200, and Justin Thomas at 1,600.
Ooh.
So those are the three favorites.
I would probably go off the board.
Off the board.
And
do you want to know any other odds, or do you have a gut feeling?
I would say one of two guys I would pick there: DeChambeau or Webb.
Okay. I'm trying to pull up what their odds are. I need you to vamp a little bit.
I'm guessing long shots.
Yeah.
I even think Spieth would be a good choice there for the comeback.
Yeah.
I'd go with DeChambeau.
Yeah. Okay. So he actually is tied for the fourth best odds at plus
really?
2,200. Yeah.
Oh, I thought he'd be a long shot.
I'm going to stick with my pick from the players. It's gonna carry over. So if I get this one right, it's really like I win two tournaments. Do you remember who my pick was?
It was so bad I just blocked it.
My boy Sungjae. Sungjae's gonna pull it off. He's gonna continue the heater that he was on before golf was so wrongfully taken away from us, and he is going to win the Charles Schwab Challenge. Invitational Open. It is the challenge, right? Yeah. I don't really know why it's the challenge, but yeah. It's
going to be very, very hot.
Yeah, that's. Oof, I just saw a picture. Someone posted a picture of what the forecast is going to be like for the weekend. So that's going to be interesting.
June in Fort Worth.
Yeah. Do you know what the? I've got some fun facts about Colonial. Do you know what the course record is?
Is this a fun fact?
Mm-hmm.
Is it by a tour player?
Yes, it is held by 7 PGA Tour players.
Oh, wow. Let's go with Colonial 64.
61.
That was my first number, and I thought, no, that can't be.
It's held by Keith Clearwater, Lee Jansen, Greg Kraft, Justin Leonard, Kevin Na, Kenny Perry, and Chad Campbell.
Wow.
So I don't think anyone's going to be getting a 60 this weekend, but that's what they have to go up against. Want to be the all-time greats.
It's not going to happen.
Yeah. So yeah, that's our basically our preview of. I don't really remember how to preview golf. It's been 3 months, and we only did it like 3 times. I felt like we were getting in a good rhythm of kind of talking about what was going to happen.
I've never felt like that,
and I feel like I've lost all of it. So we're back to 0. But yeah, we'll definitely be back next week to kind of talk about what happens, talk about the broadcast problem. That's what I care about the most. I want to see how weird the broadcast looks. I want to see if they're going to be able to make it look like normal, or if they go off the board and try to make it closer up and stuff like that.
The cardboard people outside the ropes.
Oh, geez. I'm so sorry. I just laughed straight into this mic and it blew my own ears out. I'm going to try to edit that. But yeah, I forgot that I was holding this mic. So that's our preview of the Charles Schwab Challenge. What else do you want to talk about this week?
Oh, we can talk about. I do want to bring something up because I think I mentioned this to you a few days ago. You know, we did this, and I was naming my top 5 golf courses, and I completely forgot one. And the reason I remembered is because all these people are now talking about how many golf courses you've played, and we want to play 1,000 courses.
Yeah.
So I just started making a list, and I was up to 100 in no time before I actually even left Ohio. Probably played 40 or 50 golf courses while I was still in high school. But as I was starting to make the list and looking at different states, because I've played in a lot of places, I remembered Ko'olau in Hawaii.
Oh, yeah.
And it was like probably the most spectacular course I've ever played, and I'd forgotten all about it.
Yeah.
When we went over to do the junior programs for the Pro Bowl.
Yeah.
And that's one of the golf courses we played.
Yeah.
And then, in fact, the funny story from that golf course is, I won't say his name, but a quarterback who lost his job to an all-time great that plays for New England for a long time before he just left this year.
Yeah.
Was still an active leading quarterback. And we had a film crew doing some of the shoots for our kids program.
Yeah.
And they wanted to go out and ask if they could go out and get some B-roll stuff. So sure, they gave them a cart and they took off out there. So they've got, cameraman, an assistant, and the sound guy on the cart. And they pull up to the tee, and a lot of the pros were playing the golf course that day. And this fellow was on the tee box, and they pull up off to the side out of the way, they're just waiting for everyone to leave. And he turns over, "Excuse me, no film today, please." They didn't have the heart to tell him, we're not here for you.
I can't believe Peyton Manning did that.
Yeah.
What a jerk. Wow. That's pretty funny. Yeah, that's a different world you're living in. But the other thing you mentioned you wanted to talk about that you kind of threw me off there going down that story, which is a great story, by the way, but I have a show sheet that I try to go by, and you really threw me off.
That's your burden, not mine.
Yeah. You don't look at anything. You just respond to me. Equipment. You wanted to talk about some of the
That's
equipment.
why I have 2 golf balls here. I've been trying different golf balls.
If you're trying to get it on the video, you should probably hold it up a little higher because that camera...
No, I'm just looking at them. I don't really, it doesn't really matter to me what happens. I'm just looking at them to remind me. It's like, yeah, just trying the different golf balls because I haven't done that in so long.
Yeah.
And I've always been one to ask, people, I play the Pro V. It's like, why? I don't know, because it's what I'm supposed to play. Yeah. So I was hitting I've always liked the Bridgestone ball, the Tour BRX, and I've never hit a Srixon before. And it's their Q-Star Tour. And again, I don't even know what level ball that is because I'm not a Srixon person, which is, well, I won't say that. But, I mean, I was really surprised at how much I like the golf ball.
Yeah.
The Bridgestone, to me, is an outstanding golf ball. Great feel, distance. I mean, it's hard to beat. And I've played a Pro V again a few times, and it's just, I think I still like the Bridgestone better.
Yeah.
But I was really pleasantly surprised by the Srixon, and it comes back to what I've always told people. It's like, how much different can they be? Yeah. They all have max specs they have to stop at, so they all take it right up against the wall. So it's kind of, it's like they each had a little different personality, but they performed almost identical. So, great golf balls. So there's a lot of good choices out there.
So when you're looking at a golf ball and you're trying something new, what are you looking for?
I'm old school. So to me, it's feel. Yeah. It's like, I can tell when I hit it, and that might just be a bizarre thing in my head, but it's just like the golf clubs. I still do that with golf clubs. In fact, I still tell people when you're selecting a golf club, you better like the looks of it. Yeah. That's really important. Yeah. When it's sitting there, you better like the way it looks. Yeah. With a golf ball, to me, it's just, how did it feel? And then what I do now that I didn't used to, since I don't hit it as far, that distance is more important. So I'll hit 2 or 3 off the tee with my driver and go out there and see, okay, did one of them really get 7 or 8 yards more than the other one? Yeah. And typically, no, they didn't. Yeah. They're all in the same circle pretty much.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. I tried the Vice Pro Pluses pretty recently, and kind of that same feel thing that you're talking about, but it wasn't how it felt when I hit it. It was how I felt when I touched the golf ball. They were almost sticky, and I liked that. I have no idea why, if I just got maybe like the package that they dripped honey on or something on accident, but something about just the feel of the golf ball in my hand felt good. And I felt like I played better with it, but I'm pretty sure that was just 100% mental. But this is a good time to let people know that if you want to try the Vice Pro golf balls, you can head over to our Instagram, check out the contest that we're running right now. All you have to do is follow us on Instagram, comment and tag people in the comments. We're going to announce the winner on Friday, June 12th. So if you're listening to this podcast on Saturday, June 13th, you are out of luck. But for everyone listening this week, you can head on over to our Instagram, see all the details there, and try to win some golf balls.
What can they win?
So it's a 24 pack of the Vice Pros.
24?
Oh, you were setting me up there. I see what you were doing. See, you're good at this. You don't even have to have a show sheet in front of you. You're good at this. So what else? What about rangefinders? You were trying out some rangefinders.
Yeah, the Callaway rangefinders. They have like 3 different levels, I think, maybe more, 3 that I've seen, and I've settled on the most basic one. It's just, I mean, to me, again, it's like, I'm not going to run a computer to figure out what the yardage is. In fact, I've always teased people, especially the guys using a rangefinder on their home golf course, and they're like, gee, I wonder how far it is from here. It's probably the same as the last 900 times you've been there. So that's kind of odd. Yeah, but again, for down here, In Florida, it doesn't mean much because we're so flat. The elevations aren't here.
Yeah.
You don't need the whole altitude thing and the adjustment and all those numbers.
Yeah.
It's just a basic number. And I've found that, and I think most people would find if you stand over if you played as much and long as I have, you stand over and you look at it, you're going to be within 2 or 3 yards of what the yardage is, anyways.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if you know this, if I'm blowing my cover on here, but the Callaway rangefinder you were using has somehow slipped onto my bag.
Oh, that explains it.
But what I've found it really useful for is when I'm on the course, I don't really like having my phone out. I know that there's all the GPS apps you can use, but it's kind of the one time I can, even if I have my camera with me and I'm doing stuff like that, I can kind of detach from the internet. I'm not having to worry about social media and posting stuff. I can just kind of just be out there and enjoy it. So I don't really like to use a rangefinder, but when I'm out walking and I don't want to have to like walk around the fairway if I'm way off to the right after I hit my slice off the tee, I don't want to have to walk to the middle of the fairway, figure out where the 150 is. Yeah. It's nice to just kind of have that ability. Because I can guess like probably not within 2 or 3 yards, but I have a feel for how far it is. But if I'm really trying to play, it's nice to have that detail there and just know what to hit. Even though I will say I still do not know how far I hit my irons, because every time I go to a range to try to figure it out, it is just so windy. It's unbelievable. It's like the wind follows me from down here at the beach all the way up to Jacksonville. I went out to Brentwood to try to figure everything out. It was the windiest day ever, straight in my face.
That's the thing about playing down here too. It's like the wind. Factoring in the wind is so much more valuable than the yardage. Mm-hmm. A lot of times the yardage doesn't even come into play. I mean, it can be a 3-club wind.
Yeah,
so it's pretty strange. I mean, that's what the Spessart Holland Golf Course. That's the challenge of that property.
Yeah. Well, that and the narrow fairways is.
Yeah, you had the narrow fairways and the wind and the small greens, and you've got issues.
You lose a lot of golf balls on days like that. Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, that's the newest thing in my bag is the Apex Pros, my irons. The first time I think it's the first time, you can tell me if I'm wrong here, I think it's the first time I've ever had a brand new set of clubs for me. I think I've always just had
my set. Your
old set. And sometimes I kind of pushed you to get a new set so I could get your set faster. But I think this is the first time I've actually had something that was for me. And the best part is they're an inch longer. So I finally feel like I have clubs that I don't want to say I can hit well because I'm still trying to figure them out, but they definitely feel like they fit me.
Well, the bad news is I tell all golfers, don't eliminate all of your excuses. And you just got rid of another one. My clubs are too short. My clubs are too short.
Yeah, I think I have plenty of excuses still in the bag, so I'm good for a little while here. But yeah, I've enjoyed hitting those. I mean, I think a lot of the things that I think about, just because I still don't 100% know what I'm doing out there, is so much about just look and feel. And they just look and feel so good that I feel, even when I hit them crappy, like I feel like I'm playing better with them. But they are challenging with a much smaller head than what I was playing before with the, what was I playing? The Razor X's.
Old Razors,
which were
Callaway.
12, 15 years old, something like that. So it's obviously it's a huge upgrade, but it's been a fun challenge trying to figure out how to hit them and stuff like that.
Nice clubs.
Yeah, they're real nice. Any other equipment you want to talk about?
No, I've already talked about the Maverick driver,
mm-hmm.
and the more I play it, the more I like it.
Yeah.
In fact, I think I was telling you, having not played in forever, it's taken me 6-8 weeks to be able to hit a driver right to left again.
Yeah.
Which is like, that extra 30 yards is so enjoyable. Mm-hmm. It's like I can play golf again. But with that driver, it's taken me a little longer, but it really is hard to make a big mistake with it.
Yeah.
So it's, the technology.
Although, I don't know. I was trying it out before you were trying it out, and I've still found ways to make big mistakes with it.
Well, you're hitting the Epic, right?
Yeah, I've got the Epic Flash, which has it has the thing on the back that I refuse to use, the idiot swing thing, the draw bias, or I refuse to let people see that shifted to one side all the way, so I haven't even touched that. I did kind of try to set it up more to my specifications, but I've been hitting it a lot better. Like the one thing that has been a lot better in my game has been my driver. Like I'm hitting it straight for the first time, I think, ever. It's amazing to be able to have a tree on the left and a tree on the right and have somewhat confidence that I can get it through. Just at least to the other side.
You don't have to wait for the traffic to clear on the road.
I still get a little bit nervous. Hitting that one trailer just kind of ruined
Checking
me.
the patios before you tee off.
Yeah. It's either that's the one. My slice is pretty much gone, but every once in a while I'll just pull one, and I hit it so much harder when I pull it. If I could just get that to go straight, I'd be golden. It'd be amazing. But I'm still learning. I'm still trying to figure it out and stuff. But it's been fun trying out new equipment. It's always
a lot
fun.
of good stuff. You know, in fact we've been trying a lot of the ASICS golf shoes.
Yeah.
Which they're okay. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's like I really like them. One is because they're different.
Yeah.
You know, that's the way I've never been that, oh, everyone has this. It's like I always went the other direction. It's probably one of the reasons I started hitting Tour Edge golf clubs.
Yeah.
You know, just because it's like, nah, I don't need to do that. So the ASICS shoe is very comfortable. Mm-hmm. You know, and probably, you know, no one's going to confuse me for a runner, which the bad news about trying to sell ASICS golf shoes in your shop is a lot of people don't know the brand. Because we don't see a lot of.
Well, it's just not a very distinct, defined logo.
Yeah.
It's not like a swoosh or the three stripes. It's kind of you got to look at it for a second and figure out what it is.
Yeah, and you've had to probably know something about the running world too.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I've got the same pair that you have. The only problem for me is they're like a quarter size too big, and it's like I know if they were a size smaller they'd be too small. They kind of fit me a little strange. I still wear them every once in a while and stuff. They're not too bad. I just kind of have to lace them up a little bit differently.
Yeah, it's a big toe box.
Yeah,
it is.
Yeah, it's they fit a lot differently than any other golf shoes I have, but I do like them.
But I remember when Skechers started in the golf shoe business. Mm-hmm. The first 2 or 3 years, they were just awful.
Yeah.
And it took them a while to figure things out.
Yeah.
And now it's a really comfortable shoe and sells well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I what you were saying about kind of going the opposite direction. I'm the opposite of you going the opposite direction, because the golf shoes I wear the most are the Jordan ADGs, and then the brand new Code Chaos from Adidas. I kind of like to stay up with the latest. You know, I'm getting older, but I still have to.
Which way is the crowd going?
Yeah, exactly.
Where do I go?
I still don't understand putting the Jumpman logo on things that aren't basketball, but I'm one of the idiots that buys it, so I guess that explains it.
You and the Michigan football players.
Don't lump me in with them. Yeah. Anything else you want to talk about today?
I think that covers it.
We were kind of all over the board as far as equipment goes, but I think just kind of talking about what we've been using.
We've
and
been
stuff.
trying a little bit of everything.
Yeah. So we'll be back next week. Talk about the Charles Schwab Challenge. Hopefully I get to congratulate my boy Sung Jae.
Who did I pick? Shambo.
Yeah, DeChambeau. Yeah. So you went with the easy pick, and I went off the board, even though you said you were going to go off the board.
Kind of matches your game.
Wow. All right. That's a good place to leave it. Like I said, go check out that Instagram giveaway we're doing. Follow us all over social media at EekGolf. As always, check out the website, eek.golf. That's eke.golf. You can find this podcast if you're watching it on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, pretty much anywhere you can find podcasts, you can listen to us. But until then, this has been I Hate Golf, It's Awesome, and we'll talk to you next week.